They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the banderilleros were afraid of him, and the picadores were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. Look at this guy. He is obviously dangerous. Hello, I am Bookbound Mama. The Story of Ferdinand, written by Monroe Leaf, illustrations by Robert Lawson. This children's book was written in 1936. It is a classic. I don't think it's ever been out of print. I don't know that I ever read it as a child, but it was just one of those books I felt familiar with. And someone gifted it to us when my daughter was a baby, and I fell in love immediately. I had this entire book memorized for years and years because we read it so much. If you haven't read The Story of Ferdinand, this is the story of a bull named Ferdinand who lives in Spain, and Ferdinand just wants to sit quietly by himself under a tree, just smelling flowers and enjoying life. At first, his mom is concerned about him, thinking he should go out and be running around like the other bulls and butting his head. And Ferdinand lets her know early on that that is not what he wants. And she lets him do the thing that makes him happy. So one day, when a group of men come to pick a bull for the bullfights in Madrid, obviously they would not normally choose Ferdinand, but he happens to sit on a bee in that moment, and the bee stings him and it hurts a lot. And so he's running around. He looks really, really fierce, even though he's not. They take him away and they take him to the bullfights. Everyone's so excited. There's a parade of people. All the lovely ladies have flowers in their hair. But when he gets to the middle of the bull ring, he just wants to sit there and enjoy the smell of all those flowers and just do what he always does, which is just enjoy life and just be calm and quiet. So they end up taking Ferdinand back to the pasture, where he's just super happy to get to sit under his favorite cork tree again and just be and just get to enjoy life. Monroe Leaf wrote this book, it is said, in under an hour. And this book has caused so much controversy and so much conversation, and I honestly have trouble wrapping my head around the controversy of it. This book was banned in Spain, where it takes place. It was banned until 1975. Hitler wanted this book burned. People thought it corrupted youth. They accused it of being fascist propaganda, of being pacifist propaganda, of being subversive. I mean, this book really upset a lot of people. So Ferdinand, seen as a pretty dangerous character, but it also enjoyed immense popularity. Adults as well as children love this book. I love that this book, written, almost 90 years ago, is still relevant today. There's all these topics of discussion in this very simple, pretty short picture book. We've got Ferdinand, who just knows exactly what he wants out of life, and he is happy with the simple life. He doesn't want things complicated. He doesn't want to fight. I think that a lot of people can see themselves in this book, people who don't fit into the societal norms, people who might not fit into certain expected gender roles, people who are quiet or introverts and just really want to be by themselves and are happy doing so, and there's nothing to be concerned about. Being bullied into trying to do things that other people want. And I think Ferdinand is just this super strong, amazing character to just know exactly what he wants. And it's very different from all the other bulls. I love that even when Ferdinand is faced with a situation where people are pumped up for him to act a certain way and he's in the spotlight, he still stays true to himself. And then there's the bee itself. The book is very understanding about the bee stinging Ferdinand. It kind of takes the reader into the bee's point of view. If a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him, of course. I love that he loves nature. He's smelling the flowers and wants to be by his favorite tree. Robert Lawson does these beautiful illustrations, and I love that the cork tree has actual corks on it, which is not how a cork tree looks. There have been at least 2 animated movies or films about this. I think the first was a short film quite early on, and then there was a recent movie made, which I probably saw the 1930s Ferdinand at some point, but I've not seen the more recent movie. I mean, look at how adorable he is. If you have not read this classic children's picture book, or if you haven't read it in a while, or if you have kids of your own, I highly, highly recommend it. It's a beautiful story. Because it's been in print so long, you can often find copies of it at used bookstores or at thrift stores. There's all sorts of lovely and relevant messages in this book. Messages of nature, peace, standing up for what you want, the simple life, letting your parents know who you are and what's important to you. It's got all the good stuff. My book bounding outfit today, I really was inspired by the cover, red and black cover. So I wore a dress with some red embroidery and black, all of these white flowers, and Ferdinand loving to sit and smell the flowers. So my daughter made this for me. And then I've got some bee earrings. Let me see. I took a scrap of beef fabric that we had and I just cut out a couple of bees, and my daughter recommended just putting a little bit of Mod Podge on them to make them a little stiffer. And then she made them into little earrings for me. The bee and the flower, sort of the red and black motif. The piece that I want to play on the piano today is from a collection of children's folk songs. This one is called To People Who Have Gardens, which I thought fit nicely with Ferdinand and his love of flowers. I don't consider myself a composer at all, but what I ended up doing is I really liked the idea of this piece, but it didn't quite have the right sound I was looking for, so I changed the key signature and added some extra notes here and there. So hopefully I'm not offending anyone who loves this folk song. Anyway, here goes. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.